You may now begin your presentation.
보육원에서 생활하는 아이들은 만 18살이 되면 무조건 그곳을 나와야 합니다. 이른바 보호 종류인데요. 대부분은 자립을 위한 마땅한 준비 없이 사회로 나오고 있습니다.
We all know there are welfare facilities for children who are in need of parental care. However, no one knows that these children are forced out of the facilities by the age of 18.
This is the unknown story of institutionalized children. Project Bodam focuses on this unknown story.
After moving out of a facility, the children face difficulties in multiple areas of life, such as housing and financial problems. Experts say that the fundamental causes of such difficulties are passive attitudes, low self-esteem, and unstable social relationships. Quoting from a social worker of Songlowon, such factors discourage children to take full advantage of governmental aids, making their lonely and harsh lives even worse.
We realize that it's necessary to provide psychological support for both children who are inside a facility and children who left a facility.
For the children inside a facility, we discovered an effective solution, the Change Makers program. This education program consists of discovering and solving the real problems around us, and this process has been proven to be effective in fostering independence and self-esteem. Yet, it has not been provided to the institutionalized children.
For the children who left the facility, a sustainable social networking was needed, but there were not enough communities for them to fulfill such needs.
Therefore, for each group of children, we suggest Narosogi education and Huddling community as solutions.
Narosogi Education is a change makers program that is modified for institutionalized children. Project Bodam made a partnership with Awesome School, who offers the change makers program in public areas. Together, we decided to expand this education to institutionalized children.
Then, we adjusted the curriculum to fit those children and promoted the program to facilities in Seoul through the Seoul Association of Child Welfare. As a result, we proceeded short-term program with 47 children in 5 facilities and long-term program with 7 children in 1 facility.
Huddling community is a group of people who left the welfare facilities. We created this community with SOIP, a social enterprise that helps institutionalized children. Since February of 2018, we have been holding gatherings once a month.
Members of the community build close relationships by sharing information and concerns about life after leaving the facility. Huddling community began with only 4 members. Now, 14 people are participating, and so far, we have spent a total of 1,400 hours together.
To ensure sustainable solutions, we raised funds via 2 channels. First, we sold products, telling the stories of institutionalized children. We launched 2 crowdfundings on Tumblebug and made a total revenue of 14 million won.
Also, we received a total of 15 million won through the sponsorship of various organizations. Overall, we have raised 29 million won altogether.
A total of 800 sponsors have provided funding, and 50% of our sponsors have encountered the reality of these children for the first time.
With this approach, we successfully worked on both solutions, spending 1,500 hours with 16 institutionalized children.
아이들이 마음속으로는 뭔가 자기를 알아가고 찾아가고 싶어하는 마음이 있구나라는 걸 저도 많이 느꼈던 것 같아요. 그 안에 있으면 늘 숨겨야 되고 내가 보육원 출신이라는 걸 알리면 안 되고 결국에 자기 마음속에는 자기를 알아가고 싶고 또 자신 있는 사람이 되고 싶어 한다는 그런 마음을 좀 느낄 수 있었던 것 같아서
전과 후의 차이라고 하면 꾸준히 연락하는 친구들이 더 많이 생기는 것 같아요. 일단 저한테 가족이라는 게 따로 없는데 이 가족 외에 나를 챙겨줄 사람, 그리고 내가 챙겨줄 사람이 이렇게 생긴 게 꾸준히 연락할 수 있는 친구들이 생긴 게 되는 것 같아요.
In order to make further changes with even more children, we'll verify the effectiveness of Narosogi education with additional programs. We are planning to run an official program with the Seoul Association of Child Welfare and it is now under discussion.
In the near future, we plan on implementing Narosagi education to 40 additional facilities in Seoul, ultimately spreading to the other facilities throughout Korea.
Narosagi education encouraged children to challenge themselves,
and Hadoing community became a reliable supporter for them.
We dream of a society where institutionalized children can successfully stand on their feet.
Hearing the word barrier-free, we usually think of these things.
What about communication? Although it's natural for us, communication can be a huge barrier to the disabled. In fact, the majority of disabilities accompany communication problems.
This is the unknown story of people with communication disabilities. Project Comma focuses on this unknown story.
Communication disabled people experience hardships in daily tasks and face difficulties involving the local community. AAC, short for Augmentative and Alternative Communication, is an effective solution to these problems.
There are two different types of AAC devices, non-electronic device and electronic device. These AAC devices are essential for people with communication disabilities to participate in society.
However, in case of Korea, the disabled have to carry around their own AAC devices to communicate with others. Even if they do carry them, the negative social perception discourages the active use of AAC.
So, we came across the solution, the AAC zone.
AAC Zone is a physical and social area where communication with AAC is guaranteed. Here, various AAC devices are available. People in AAC Zone have supportive attitudes which encourage the disabled to freely communicate.
가끔 오시던 이제 그 노인된 장애인인데 의사소통을 혼자 거의 못 하시죠. 갑자기 핸드폰을 이렇게 삐리면서 장애인 증명서 주세요 이러는 거예요. 깜짝 놀랐어요. 선생님은 괜찮으시고
To ensure sustainability of AAC zones, we got insight from business and designed the entire process of forming an AAC zone as a service.
We found business potential in the trends of expanding barrier-free city in local governments and in the trends of CSR business in private companies focusing on partnership, welfare, and disabled people.
Reflecting on this, we targeted local governments and private companies that enable a top-down expansion of AAC zones.
To achieve our goals, we went through the following steps. In the process of service building, we tested the early version of AAC Zone with 14 communication disabled people and collected user feedback. Based on the feedback, we came up with 3 elements for our service.
First, we completely redesigned AAC devices to include user-friendly interface. We categorized AAC symbols according to places and added additional convenient functions in our application.
Second, a situational manual was developed for workers in AAC zones to ease the mutual communication with disabled customers.
Finally, we established a communication system to inform the disabled users of the newly formed AAC zones.
Reliability was the most important factor in targeting public institutions and private companies.
So, we organized the AAC Zone Association with our main partner, 사람과 소통, a professional institution of AAC in Korea. Furthermore, we cooperated with Tsungawan, a prominent welfare community of disabled people, and together tested the efficiency of our service in the surrounding area.
Gathering all these actions, a business proposal was finally made. As a result, a positive discussion with Seongbuk District have already been made.
We successfully fundraised 20 million won.
Also, we turned 85 places into AAC zones.
Our actions were covered in multiple media reports, spreading our stories throughout the society. Most of all, Project Kamma helped the disabled people regain confidence in life.
안녕하세요. 박주용입니다. 언어장애 때문에 어디를 가면 말 한마디도 못하는 제가 AAC로 의사표현을 하고 있습니다. AAC를 활용한 후 저의 인생이 달라졌습니다. 어디에 가든 제가 하고 싶은 이야기를 할 수 있어 행복합니다.
After B2G, we expand our business through B2B. Furthermore, we plan to sell AAC education kits to disabled welfare centers, and this education kit contains AAC teaching devices and instructions. Discussions have already been made with several special education schools.
Through these additional actions, we can broaden the range of users, obtain new sources of revenue, and ensure sustainability of our project.
Communication was an unknown barrier to the disabled. However, by breaking down the communication barrier, where we stand becomes communication area.
버려지는 자전거가 재활용하자니 한 대당 몇만 원.
생동시 많은 자전거 수백 대가 쓰여져 있는
지자체들이
모습을
구입했던 공동 자전거들까지 쓰레기 시대가 됐습니다.
Every year, thousands of bicycles are thrown away. We do not recognize thrown away bicycles as an environmental problem, but in reality, these bicycles do cause severe pollution in our environment.
This is the unknown story of bicycles. Project Newturn focuses on this unknown story.
Last NEC this year, we decided to make an upcycling education kit to solve this problem. The reason is first, we can effectively use discarded and neglected resources in a new manner. And second, we can raise awareness about these environmental issues in an interesting way.
Also, we saw market opportunity in the government's policy of mandatory environmental classes. We made a partnership with 두바퀴 희망 자전거, a social enterprise that hires homeless and specializes in recycling and upcycling bicycles.
Among the bicycle parts, chains were the least utilized in the upcycling process of 두바퀴 희망 자전거. Here, we saw potential and decided to make use of the chains.
So, in last NEC this year, we developed an upcycling education kit which allows children to create artworks by linking the chains. We named this prototype Chainable.
This year, we aim to commercialize the prototype and successfully launch our business. Since upcycling education kits have never existed before, we try to collect and apply feedback from the customers. So we proceeded market testing in various institutions to students who use the product and teachers who will buy the product.
For user group testing, we ran 17 classes and tested the level of interest and difficulty.
For buyer group testing, we monitor product reaction from teachers who had interest in environmental issues and check educational value and safety concerns that may come along.
Based on the feedback from testing groups, we develop our product in 4 aspects. First, we design trainable for 2 people, enabling cooperative learning. Second, we added canvas and stickers for aesthetic purposes.
Third, we acquired the KC mark to validate safety. And last, we produced teaching materials to enhance the educational effect.
Chainable's potential was recognized in a number of competitions, including the Samsung Card Social Goods competition, and we earned a total of 34 million won as a development fund. Through such processes, Chainable is now an official product.
In order to enter the public education market, we contacted diverse teacher communities and carried out telemarketing. Also, we implemented a vision of promotions through social media, broadcasting, and media coverage.
As a result, we sold 180 chainables. We made a total revenue of 1.7 million won.
Project Newturn has upcycled 68 bicycles, raised environmental awareness of 480 students, and provided 30% of our revenue to the homeless workers.
What lies beyond the numerical resources that we illuminated on the unknown environmental problem and awakened the possibility of discarded resources.
And besides, we built a new category, upcycling, in the education kit market and developed a new way of learning environmental values.
학생들과 직접 만드는 과정에서 기계의 원리를 이해할 수 있는 노자 교육이라는 점에서 학생들의 만족도가 매우 높았습니다. 더군다나
창의력 있는 예술 작품이 완성되어서 서로의 아이디어도 공유할 수 있었는데요. 학교 게시판에 공동의 작품을 전시한다면 전교생에게 업사이클링의 의미를 확산할 수 있겠다는 생각도 들었어요.
From now on, we'll enter both on and offline education team modes and participate in government education business to expand our supply and distribution channel.
Furthermore, we expand our business area to individual customers, ensuring a new revenue stream through upcycling activity in local education centers.
At last, our goal is to widen our product lineup until we finally launch the first upcycling education kit brand here in Korea.
We turn our eyes on abandoned bicycles and create new value from it. Chainable is our first step toward a sustainable future.
There are a lot of unknown stories in our society.
Unknown situations of 2,000 institutionalized children,
Unknown barrier of 850,000 people with communication disabilities.
And unknown values of 120,000 abandoned bicycles.
We have brought unknown stories to light, and the changes have already begun.
The presentation time is now expired. We will begin the Q&A session. All judges may ask.
그냥 질문해주세요. 프로젝트 보단에 대해서 두 가지 질문이 있는데요. 일단 첫 번째로는 제시하신 여러 문제들이 있었어요. 뭐 주거 자리 문제라든지 경제적 자리 문제라든지 그런 여러 문제들 중에서 왜 굳이 파트너십 프로그램에 집중을 하기로 했는지가 좀 궁금하고요. 두 번째로는 좀 서스테이너빌리티 측면에서 궁금한데 일단 이 친구들이 이렇게 자존감이 낮아지고 하는 문제를 우리가 아무리 교육을 해주더라도 지속적으로 정부의 도움을 받고 아직도 경제적으로 자리를 못한다면 다시 자존감이 낮아질 수가 있을 것 같고요. 그래서 그런 식으로 한 번의 교육을 통해서 어떻게 자존감의 서스테이너빌리티를 유지할 수 있는지가 좀 궁금합니다.
네, 안녕하십니까. 저는 보단 프로젝트 먼저 이소정입니다. 답변 드리겠습니다. 가장 먼저 저희 프로젝트가 왜 심리적인 자립에 초점을 맞춰서 솔루션을 진행했는지 질문 주셨는데요. 저희 프로젝트 같은 경우 가장 먼저 경제나 주거 같은 측면, 좀 더 잘 알려진 측면에서 좀 집중적으로 솔루션을 찾아보자 하고 다양한 액션들을 진행했습니다. 그 과정에서 저희가 느낀 것은 단순히 일방적으로 정보를 제공하는 것이 중요한 것이 아니라 이 아이들이 그 정보를 직접 습득을 하고 활용할 수 있는 능력이 있어야 이 정보를 활용할 수 있게 된다는 것이었습니다. 그렇기 때문에 저희는 좀 더 근본적인 심리적인 자립에 초점을 맞춰서 액션을 진행하게 되었고요. 두 번째 질문 같은 경우에는 이제 교육의 지속 가능성에 대해서 질문을 주셨습니다. 저희가 지금 목표로 하는 것은 중장기 교육으로 최종적으로 한 1년가량의 좀 장기적인 교육이 이루어질 수 있게 노력을 해볼 예정입니다. 현재는 지금 3개월가량을 잡고 중기 교육을 시작하고 있으며 빠른 시일 내에 장기 프로젝트로 이어나갈 생각입니다.
저는 이제 처음 상품의 같은 경우는 본인들이 직접 어떻게 개발을 하는 건지 궁금한.
네, 제품 프로젝트 매니저 하정환입니다. 답변 드리겠습니다. 우선 저희 파트너와 저희 관계에 대해 말씀드리자면 파트너의 경우에는 제품을 직접 제작하고 상품을 포장하는 역할을 맡고 있고 저희가 이제 제품을 개발하는 역할을 담당하고 있는데요. 초반에 여러 번의 이제 다른 아이템들을 개발하다가 최종적으로 교구를 결정한 것도 결국 저희였고 다만 파트너가 전문적인 리사이클링과 업사이클링 실력을 갖추고 있기 때문에 파트너의 피드백을 받아서 함께 공동으로 개발하고 있습니다.
앞으로도 계속해서 개발을 할 수 있는?
네, 저희가 퓨처 플랜에서 제시해놨듯이 현재는 체인링을 활용한 시계 조립 키트를 제작하고 있고요. 추후에는 교육 시장에서 가장 트렌드인 보드게임을 개발하고자 합니다.
다른 Q&A 없으신가요?
전에 질문 좀 있으시면 콤마 하나랑 보단 하나에 각각 질문이 있는데요. 일단 보단 같은 경우에는 제품 판매 관련해서 이야기를 해주셨는데 그게 전체적인 프로젝트의 맥락과 어떤 관련성이 있는지가 좀 궁금하고요. 코마 같은 경우에는 AAC 존을 따로 만드셨는데 그게 오히려 그 장애인분들이 그 존에서만 AAC 기기를 사용하게끔 하고 오히려 그들이 조립시키게끔 하는 게 아닌지 그 두 가지가 궁금합니다.
우선 부담 프로젝트 매니저입니다. 답변 드리겠습니다. 말씀해주신 그 상품 판매를 통해서 어떤 식으로 자금이 활용되는지에 대해서 말씀을 드려보자면 저희 솔루션의 초기 자본으로 활용된다고 보시면 될 것 같습니다. 그래서 저희가 실제로 1차 펀딩의 수익금은 허드링 커뮤니티에, 2차 펀딩 수익금은 나로서기 교육에 사용을 했고요. 이러한 교육들이 지속 가능성이 확보가 된다면 저희는 또 다른 새로운 분야의 교육 컨텐츠를 개발하는데 이 자금을 사용할 예정입니다.
콤마 프로젝트 매니저 최승민입니다. 보여드리겠습니다. 사실 AAC 존이라고 하는 게 이제 AAC 도구가 설치되어 있지만 뭐 특별한 공간이 아니라 저희가 생각했을 때는 그 점주나 직원분들이 장애인분들이 AAC 사용하기에 지지적인 인식을 가지고 있는 게 가장 중요하다고 생각을 했습니다. 그래서 일단 지금은 AAC 사용이 매우 낮은 상황이기 때문에 그런 장소를 하나씩 구성해 나가고 있지만 심사위원님께서 말씀해 주신 대로 그 장소가 특별한 장소가 돼서 장애인분들이 그것만 방문해서는 안 되기 때문에 저희가 점자가 있는 곳들을 점자 존이라고 부르지 않듯이 AAC 존이라는 단어 자체가 없어지게끔 모든 장소가 그런 곳이 되는 것이 저희의 궁극적인 목표입니다.
Time has expired. Judges, please join me in thanking Team A for their presentation and hard work.